Hey everybody, welcome back. Well, I finally got myself an isolation transformer. Nice little unit, second hand, that's okay, it works, you know, I'm happy with that. And good price, great price. And given the cost of a brand new one, especially on eBay, oh god. What I wanted to talk about, and other people have done this, but I'm going to just throw my 2 cents into the ring on this one. The order. First off, the order of the chain. Where does this go? Do I put it into the power point in the wall, or do I plug it into the Variac? And there's no real consensus on this. There's two groups. Variac first, and the other group is no, isolation transformer first. So first off, I'm going to show you what I did, and for no real reason at all. So here's a couple of slides I've made up. Well, we start up with our PowerPoint, as we always do, and next is my Variac, and my isolation transformer, as you can see, is plugged into the Variac. My current limiter is plugged into my isolation transformer, and then into my current limiter I can plug my radios, record players, whatever. And when I did that, I did it without any thought whatsoever. Just my Variac was already plugged in, so I'll just plug my isolation transformer into my Variac. I recalled that there was 2 schools of thought on what should go first. Should it be the Variac? Should it be the ISO transformer? So I thought I'm going to go down and check on the computer and see what people's views and opinions are. So let's go through some random ones that I just picked out. And the first one, grounding issues aside, the isolation transformer first is the better way. If the Variac is first, you will starve the magnetic field of the isolation transformer, causing poor voltage control, especially at lower voltages. Well, okay, I didn't know what he was talking about with grounding issues, had no idea, but I did find out. I would say that the rest of his statement there, starving the magnetic field of the isolation transformer, again, get rid of the word isolation, it's just a transformer. Having poor voltage control at lower voltages, probably, I don't know. I just know that working on radios, etc., they don't work unless I bring the Variac up to about 200 volts. So, yeah, doesn't really convince me, that one. Next. Make sure the Variac is in front of the isolation transformer. Some modern Variacs tie neutral and ground together, which could prove disastrous to the operator and or his equipment. Okay, see, I didn't know that. Didn't know that they tie neutral and ground together in some Variacs. I know that happens in the transformer out in the street, and sometimes at the fuse box at your house. But okay, it was a new issue that came up to me. Is it convincing me? I don't know, not really. But we'll see. Okay, next one. The systems I build have the Variac first. Being an auto transformer, the common neutral can be an issue. Okay, so that's come up again. Then you put your isolation transformer next. The beauty of this method is that you can have multiple taps or even multiple transformers at any power level up to Variac max. Okay, yeah, sure. If your isolation transformer can handle more than one device at a time, yeah, I guess you could do it. Well, I could work on 2 radios at once. Yeah, don't think so. Okay, next. I agree the isolation should be first for safety reasons. Don't explain the safety reasons though. But I've seen people like Mr. Carlson and some others put it second. Perhaps they have their reasons. I'm sure they do. I do recall watching a video Mr. Carlson was putting together an isolation transformer, and I did notice he put it after the Variac, but I don't recall if he gave any reason for it. More pragmatic view here. I can't see why it would matter. Either way, you get isolated from the incoming power line and adjustable voltage. Okay. From a practical standpoint, look at the nameplate load ratings of the transformers. They'll be in watts or volt amps. If one of the transformers has a higher rating than the other, plug the larger one into the wall first, then the smaller one into it. This way you don't use up part of the capacity of the smaller transformer to carry the losses in the larger one. Okay, that makes sense. Yep, that makes sense. Can't disagree with that. Next one, along the lines of what Chris said, must be the previous guy, the Variac usually has a higher capacity than the isolation transformer. That would suggest plugging the Variac into the wall and the isolation transformer into it. And certainly my Variac has more capacity than the isolation transformer I've got. So, yep, that's true. Next one, the isolation transformer must be first. This ensures that all parts and pieces thereafter are isolated. Reason: isolation transformers are happiest and work best at rated voltage, not below. Alright, a couple of things. The word is ensure, not insure. Sorry, that's just the teacher in me. And the reason ISO transformers are happiest? Well, transformers are not happy or sad, they're inert. But transformers, do they work best at rated voltage, not below? And yeah, probably that's the case. That's what they're designed for, a maximum voltage voltage, and they should be run at that. But we power them up slowly anyway. Doesn't harm them at all. So yeah, not convincing me at all. Next one, I would agree with Ditch this, that the Variac should come first, with its output feeding the primary of the isolation transformer, if only because that is consistent with the normal use of a Variac to adjust the input voltage to the primary of a power transformer in a traditional transformer type power supply. And yep, I couldn't agree with that more, because that's what I'm doing almost on a daily basis, powering up radio transformers inside the chassis. So that makes perfect sense to me. And last but not least, that's the end of the opinions. They just go on, and I'm sure there are others. But here's a schematic of the internal workings of my isolation transformer. And as you can see, we've got the primary side, yep, active, neutral, earth, all connected as they should be. On the output, we've only got an active and neutral wire, and the earth is not connected at all, so she is isolated. So I tell you what, let's go back on the bench and open up the transformer and visually inspect it and see if that's exactly the case. Okay, I've just taken all the screws off, and let's lift this up. Whoa, massive toroidal transformer there. No wonder it's so bloody heavy. And what have we got here? Okay, fuse, on-off switch, yeah, input. Okay, yeah, earth is tied to ground. But let's look at the output here. And all we've got, I'm not sure if you can see it, but here's our plug. And yeah, okay, two black wires, and they're just going active and neutral, and they're coming directly from the secondary side of the transformer. So there is no earth connection, and I can physically see that. So this thing is definitely isolated. Alright, I'm going to put that cover back on and we'll continue. Okay, before I get onto the safety issues, I just wanted to actually see what this is outputting. Is it exactly 240 volts? I doubt whether it's exactly. But anyway, I plugged it into the my power board, and let's just have a look and see what we're going to get out of it. So switch it on, and I've got 242 volts coming out. Not bad. So tells me it's not exactly a one-to-one winding on it, but hey, close enough. So cool. Right. Alright, so that brings us to safety, and I know a lot of guys, restorers out there use an isolation transformer, and I'm glad I've got one now. Of course, when I'm working on my radios, 99% of them have a 2-wire power cord on them, and even when I attach my temporary power supply, as you can see, it only gets active and neutral. Earth is just not connected. So it's okay with chassis that run transformers. Hot chassis, definitely should use one of these, you know, stop yourself getting zapped. Absolutely, absolutely. But the other thing, the issue that came up while I was researching all this was using a oscilloscope to probe a working radio or whatever electronic equipment that we're working on. And I'm no expert on it, but there are serious safety concerns as to why you should use an isolation transformer. And of course, well, you don't have to actually, there are other solutions as well. So I'm not going to talk about that, but I've put a link down below to a video made by Uncle Doug, and I think he gives an absolutely brilliant explanation of the safety requirements when you're using an oscilloscope with radio, guitar amp, whatever it is. And if you haven't done it before, I really urge you and recommend you watch this video. It's very illuminating, and it'll stop you getting hurt, stop your equipment getting blown up, your oscilloscope in particular. So anyway, guys, that's it. As to have I come up with the definitive order of the chain of power? No, I haven't. Just that I'm quite happy having my Variac first in the chain, followed by my isolation transformer, and then my current limiter, and then of course whatever I'm working on. So I hope this has been some use. I'd like to be able to give a definitive answer to this, but I can't, and it comes down to personal opinion too. So but as long as it's safe, that's the important thing. So anyway, thank you for watching, and that was my 2 cents worth. I will catch you all again very soon. Take care, everyone. Bye.